Folks, would you look at this? I mean, just drop that gorgeous look with the tree there. It's very shallow there though. The bluegill is right here in front of the tree. We're doing hit and run today, folks. Little beds. We're gonna hit 10 of them. Trust me, we will. We're gonna hit 10 of them and we're just gonna enjoy the scenery. And we're gonna enjoy fishing with our super and extra ultralight tackle. I already did a video fishing with this rod and we're gonna do more, but let's try something else now. Just for variety. Let's fish the 1.25 number 12 with a Charlie Brewer. 1.25 number 12 with a Charlie Brewer, folks. By the way, a little bit wind now, huh? It's only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet deep here. But you can still fish with 1.25 if you fish a swim bait. Because the swim baits are retrieved with higher speed and it doesn't have time to drag on the bottom. What's amazing is that even if a bed has been overfished, like no matter what, you'll catch a few fish. Like, okay, we got one. There we go. I expected some of that. Why did we get none of that? It's all 6 inchers on this lake, but they are good sport. There is plenty of them. Nobody's fishing them. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I think we located some fish right there. Extra ultralight, folks. Look at this extra ultralight. Getting loaded by a 6-inch bluegill. Yeah, that's it. That's your thumbnail right here. It's not much. It's not much, but okay. Yeah, this just doesn't work. Let's not insist on something that doesn't work. Let's try good old twitcheroo with the poopy color trout magnet. I still have a full pack, 50 bodies of the poop color trout magnet. The old packs that are the larger size, the juicier size. When I run out of those, we are done with trout magnet. Man, I'm noticing is this bed, I want to get one of these for my aquarium. I think I'm gonna be getting this fish for my aquarium. Pretty large. I think these fish have, relatively speaking, larger size than the bluegill. And that's so beautiful. Why do you need exotic fish? So many hits. Finally one fish. This is not normal, folks. This is not normal. We have so many holes here that I should be getting a bite and a fish as soon as they see it. Let me try one last thing. One last thing before I abandon this lead bed. Twitcheroo is definitely better than the swim bait. But what if we switch to float? Could float be better yet? Folks, there is something wrong with this bed here. So many holes, but nobody hitting even on the float. That's just something not right. Huh. Something is just not right, folks. To put so much work for one bluegill. Hey, I feel like this is a rare 7-incher. Look at me. Nothing. Alright, I'm out of here. This bed was a waste of time. I don't even know if this is not a bed fish, but it's on top of the bed. That means the bed is empty. The males are gone. There's no way I'm publishing this one. But if I do, that would be some miracle. Like, I have to be scraping the bottom of the barrel for me to publish this. If I do, it will be just because of this beautiful background here. Anyway, if I do and somebody watched it, thank you very much. I'll see you very soon with something better, I promise. Folks, I fished this spot last year. It's marked on my sonar. I don't know if I'm too early. It's the middle of May. From that tree to this tree, everything was one bed. I mean, it was one continuous mega bed, maybe 150 holes. Now, there is nothing over there, there is nothing in the middle, there is just like 35 holes in front of this tree. Like, last year I never caught one nice fish out of here. But it was a beautiful spot with a mega bed. I love these mega beds, folks. I love mega beds. Mega beds are just awesome. You park somewhere and you catch 50 fish in a row. How do you beat that? So I find a mega bed. Man, maybe it's not even. Yeah, the bed is not even there. It's not between the two trees at all. The bed is not even there. Yeah, the bed is in front of the tree. Interesting. Now I'm thinking maybe I'm too early, but it's the middle of May. And I'm seeing beds everywhere. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be working with today. When you work with this kind of bluegill, you can use your nastiest jigs. Okay, I don't want to say nastiest. You want a good hook, but you can use your cheapest plastics. Whatever plastic you have, don't use your nice plastics. Because this 6-inch bluegill, that's what does the most damage to plastics. Interesting, I'm getting the bites right in front of the boat actually. We're gonna be running and gunning today, folks, unless I find a mega bed. We're gonna be running and gunning. I'm just gonna show you a bunch of beautiful sceneries. Look at this scenery. I mean, every bank is like designed by a fishing designer. As a matter of fact, in England they do this. They have pay lakes and they pay designers to design the banks so they're beautiful. So people would come there and fish, and they plant these beautiful willow trees, and they, manicure the grass and the bank. And this here is not manicured. Obviously, you have no access to the bank. You can't walk there. It's a jungle. But it's still 10 times more beautiful than any lake in England, because England's beauty is fake, because it's man-made. And this here is, I guess you can call it God-made or universe-made, whatever you believe in. Man, these things are so beautiful, but I still don't have water in my aquarium. This would make an awesome aquarium fish. I really don't understand why people go and buy these cichlids from Walmart. Why do you want cichlids? What's wrong with pumpkin seed? Pumpkin seed is more beautiful than a stupid cichlid. Everybody wants them ugly cichlids. Very small fish is difficult to catch on a trout magnet. It's not difficult, but when you twitch it, because you're moving it. It's easier if you dangle it with a float, because they can aim better. They can aim better. Man, it's kind of chilly this morning. I don't have any other clothes on the boat. Kind of chilly. These fish are so small, folks, that even if I switch to the float with my Daiwa Presso, it will be difficult to enjoy this fish. The only way to enjoy this fish is 2-pound ester line and super ultralight rod. It has to be something with power less than ultralight. Even ultralight is too much for what I'm working with right now. If this is all you're working with, some 6-inch bluegill, I'm telling you, you have to invest in a super ultralight rod. Unfortunately, in United States, there are no super ultralight rods. There are rods that are super soft, but I don't think that makes them super ultralight. Just because rod is extreme noodle doesn't make it super ultralight. Like, there are some rods, like, I feel to be super ultralight, the rod has to be not only super thin and flexible, but it has to have relatively responsive blank. It has to have decent recovery. There are a few noodles sold in Bass Pro Shop and Walmart, but they have such slow recovery and zero sensitivity that you're not gonna enjoy. Like, when you twitch, you're not gonna feel anything. It has to be a decent blank. This blank that I'm fishing right now, by the way, is not high end. This is a $135 rod before shipping. I paid $150 with shipping. This is not a high-end blank, but it's decent. This blank is decent. This blank is decent. We're gonna catch maybe 2 or 3 more out of here, and we're gonna keep running and gunning, see how many spots I can show you today. So we're just gonna explore the lake. Maybe we find some new beds. Yeah, they already, the best fish out of this bed were caught, and I'm getting hits from the pumpkin seed that I showed you. Even pumpkin seed make for a good hit on a super ultralight. Not good fight, but for a good hit. Okay, this is the last fish I'm gonna show you out of this bed. Give me 30 seconds, your time, and 20 minutes my time, and we're gonna hop on to another bed. There's a lot of weeds here. Oh, maybe there is a few beds. Oh wow, there's a few beds all the way there in the shallow. I should be able to see them. I can see the bank there. Hey, there is beds very shallow there. Can you guys see the bank? There is fish. There is beds here. They're very shallow, very exposed. Actually, this bluegill is not even the smallest. Yeah, I don't know what's going on this year, folks. Like, I have a video from not last year, but the previous year. This here was one mega bed from here to over there. Mega bed. Right now, nothing. They're supposed to be right here. They are right here. LiveScope can see better than me. They are right here. If LiveScope says, I guess. Second bluegill. What do you think about these are quarter bluegills here? What do you think about this bank? Is it pretty or is it gorgeous? I say gorgeous. I ran right on top of it, but they don't seem to care. See? They no care. They no care. That's how this video is gonna be, folks. I'm gonna show you a bunch of beautiful spots, and we're never gonna catch an 8-incher, but I do have my hopes to catch one largemouth bass. I mean, it's so shallow, I can see, you can see. These beds are in 2 feet of water. And the fish are here, they're in 2 feet of water. They're here. They're actually here guarding. They're actually here. In 2 feet of water. I spooked them. They don't care. But the fish are still biting. This one was such a hit, man. There's another one. There's a third one. Riot. Riot, I tell you. Hey, this one is pushing 7. What do you think? Does he have 7? Man, close call. Close call. Oh, a few more over there. Feisty little 6-inch male. Bluegill fishing, the other side. Let's just jab it like so. Yep. Yep. Feisty, man. Feisty. Welcome to the show, buddy. Corto. This whole bed is Corto because the bottom is black. Look, when you see black bottom, they're gonna be black. Alright, last one out of here. I don't wanna catch too many off the same bed because they're babies. So we're gonna just run and gun. Run and gun and have some fun. Let's start moving. This one got tangled in a little bit of weeds. Look how shallow. Hey, this is our first 7-incher of... No, this one is 7. I promise you this one is 7. I'm not willing to go measure it though. I'm not willing to do that. Alrighty folks, one last spot. I mean, I'm gonna probably fish a bunch more, but it's gonna be too many for a video. I'm sure just from 4 or 5 spots I'm gonna have a 30-minute video. So this one here will be the last one. We have actually quite a few holes here, 30-40 holes. So if the bed is active, we can have some good fun here. Look again how there is a little cut. You don't need a big cove. If you are fishing from the bank and you don't have electronics, look for even a tiny cut in the bank. These little cuts, bluegill love them. Bluegill absolutely love them. Also, I have a video from 2 years ago from this cove also, and I did get a nice channel catfish here, and I got what I think was a carp. Started running and snagged me into those grass patches over there and broke off. That's carp, man. You catch a catfish, the catfish runs to the middle of the lake to the deepest water. You catch a carp, it runs to the bank and gets you snagged over there. That's how you know what you got. That was a male. That's a good sign. If you catch one of these baby bluegill that are too juvenile to tell the gender, that means there is no big males there. But this here is amazing. Hey, can we stop talking about fishing for a second and appreciate the scenery? What do you think about this background? What do you think about it? I mean, I just want to drop anchor here and throw the carp rods and lean back, lift my feet on the cooler, pull one beer out of the cooler and just lift my feet up and just sit and look at this scenery and enjoy. This rod is absolutely amazing. I'm not selling this rod. This rod will stay with me in my collection. I have some pretty cheap rods. I have at least 5 or 6 $30 rods. If I like the rod, I'm not saying it's better than a $300 or even $100 rod, but if I like the color, if I think it looks perfect with a particular reel and it matches, kind of balances perfectly with that reel, then I can keep the entire combo. I don't care that it's $30. Sometimes I want to fish with the cheap ones just for kicks. Or you can give them to your kids or wife. I have a bunch of $30 rods. I need to make a video one day to show you how many $30 rods I have. You're not gonna believe it. I have a bunch of cheap rods that I sold so many rods, but those I never sold, I never gave away. Because I like them, because they're pretty and they feel decent. They feel decent. However, the bite here went down very quickly. Like, I shouldn't be getting that many hits before. There is a lot of weeds there. We may have to switch to float after all. Ooh. Man, look at this hit. Like, what's wrong with 6-inch bluegill? Okay, I know it's different, but if you want to practice your skills or test your tackle, if you want to see if the lure works, if you want to see if the rod is sensitive, 6-inch bluegill, this one is 7, maybe not right now, but can be 7. But there is so many things, like you want to teach your kids to fish, you want to practice, you want to test the sensitivity of your brand new rod. Like, put 2-pound ester line. I'm not even gonna tell you Varivas. First of all, even from Varivas, I never told you buy this exact model. The Neo, the green, or the orange, or the clear, they're all excellent. They're all better than braid, and they're all better than fluorocarbon. They're all amazing. The difference with fluorocarbon is very obvious. Like this line I'm fishing right now, I don't know which one it is. That's the problem with Varivas. They have too many words in the names and they're all very loud. And if all of them have loud words, you can't remember them. A line should have one word and not so loud, so you can remember these names. But this line is unmistakable with fluorocarbon. This line is incomparable to the best fluorocarbon on the planet. It's just much better than any fluorocarbon, this line right now. Sensitivity, everything is much better than fluorocarbon. Daiwa and Shimano, they made polyester lines a long time ago, perhaps too long ago, when technology was different. And their ester lines, I feel they put a little bit of nylon there to make them more reliable and manageable. But then they lost the crispiness of the ester line. But YGK makes excellent line. But the thing with IGK is so expensive, it should be cheaper, but it's so expensive that if I spend so money on YGK, I'll just buy Varivas. Gosen. Gosen is a weird brand, but they make amazing. Gosen Lumina Shine is absolutely amazing ester line. Not inferior 1 inch from Varivas. I like the Varivas colors more, that's about it. But there is quite a few ester lines out there and they're all amazing. I do recommend for twitching, force yourself. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of cursing because manageability issues you're gonna have. Until you raise your skills to sufficient level, you're gonna lose some nice fish. You're gonna lose some nice bass. You gotta learn to play your drag and stay out of the snags. But I don't know, just spend $10 on one spool of ester line, which $10 should be enough if we don't count shipping. Spend $10 on one spool of ester line and give it a shot, unless you have problems with your temper. If you have problems with your temper, stay away from ester wine. It will drive you nuts. But everybody else, you should at least try it and see what I'm talking about. The feel of twitching a 1 gram BG1 with ester wine is so enjoyable that once you do it, there is no going back to nylon, and fluorocarbon is almost like a type of nylon. I feel the difference between fluorocarbon and nylon very blurry because they have to be from the same company to tell the difference. Because if you get a high quality nylon from a company like Verivas or Sunline, it will have less stretch and it will be more sensitive than buying some cheap generic fluorocarbon from some no-name company. The difference between fluorocarbon and nylon very blurry. Fluorocarbon stretches a lot. Even the best of them, they stretch a lot. There is no fluorocarbon that doesn't stretch a lot. They stretch less than nylon, than most nylons, not even than all nylon. But fluorocarbon just stretches a lot and that's it. Those stories about low stretch and sensitivity, you could tell them to somebody who never used braid or ester wines. But anybody who used braid or ester wine not gonna believe you when you tell him fluorocarbon doesn't stretch and is sensitive. Too soon, folks. The productivity deteriorated very quickly from this bed. And this bed is just enormous. We shouldn't be deteriorating that quickly. I think that, I have to run it too fast. This bed is just not optimal for twitching. Let's work it with the float, even though I prefer the super ultralight, but I can catch a lot more fish if I switch to the float, because I can dangle it on top of the bed until they bite it. And with the trout magnet, you run it on top of them for like 1 second and they need to come up and eat it, or you're gonna be out of the red zone. See, now over there I'm on top of the weeds and I can wait them out and I can tease them. Maybe the bed is just half empty. Yeah, see, this fish now I'm reeling it very easy and the rod doesn't. It's a different user experience, folks. I love this $60 Presso ultralight rod literally to death. I will love this rod as long as I'm alive. One day they can make a nicer rod, and maybe even I will make a nicer rod. But I have caught so many thousands of fish with this rod. I have so many memories of big fish, flatheads, bass, everything on this rod. So many crappie, bluegill. I love this rod to death, but this little 6-inch bluegill, you need super ultralight for that. Perhaps if you're gonna fish for 6-inch bluegill, I may recommend, and you know they're gonna be 6-inch, I may recommend the 6'6". Oh, look at here. This one is 7 inches. I may recommend the 6'6" Presso, which is much shorter, but The power is more like super ultralight on the 6'6" Presso. I'm afraid to hit that tree a second time. That was still a bite. Okay, let's go fish off the back of the boat instead of dropping talons. Catch a few more fish from here. Hey! Look at me! I'm pushing 7. Is he 7? I'm gonna measure him. Make a guess. You don't need to put it in the comments. Just make a guess. Is this guy 7 inches? Okay, everybody make a guess. And let's try now. Let's test him. He is not 7, to tell you the truth. Let's cast that same spot again. And the F100 casts beautifully if you don't have wind against you. With 0 wind, you're gonna get the distance you need with just the F100. I'm selling a lot more F125s than F100s. But I'm telling you, F100 is more sensitive because of the longer antenna. It is more sensitive. And if you can reach them with the F100, that should always be your first choice. First choice should be F100. If you must have the extra 5 or 10 feet of casting distance, then you can go F125. Okay, see, the fish got back there. Or maybe they never left, because these are the males. I was right on top of them with the boat. This one might be 7. Should I bump him? I think this one is 7 just because he's longer. The other one was just 2-3 millimeters shorter. Yeah. This bed has nothing nice. Not this year anyway. I think there is actually a bunch of these here. Because believe it or not, when I scanned it, I saw 2 different kinds of holes. I saw smaller holes and larger holes. And I was secretly hoping that the larger holes would be shellcracker and the smaller would be bluegill. Turned out the larger holes were small bluegill and the smaller holes were pumpkin seed. Woohoo! Look at this! This is 7 inches. I'm gonna bump it right now, but I want you to take a good look of the last fish of this video, folks. I may shoot a few more beds, but I mean 4 beds, or how many? 3 or 4 did we do already? That's enough for like at least 30 minutes. And 30 minutes is the end of the patience even of my biggest fans. So let's not test people's patience. It was an awesome scenery hit and run. Let's just check this one real quick to confirm he's 7. Oh gosh. He's not even close to 7. He's like 6.5. I thought he was 7. Man, look at him. He looked 7 to me, but he wasn't 7. He wasn't even close to 7. But okay, folks, this is the end of this video. I realize the fish is very small, and unless you enjoy the scenery and kind of just walking around and chatting, the fishing itself can be underwhelming. But okay, this is the end of this one. Yours truly is disconnecting from absolutely gorgeous Tennessee. Bye bye, folks.